and it's loading just fine. So I was struggling with recording equipment because yeah, it simply was giving problems. But I fixed them. Was the graphics driver was bugged, very big bugged. Was actually causing Aero to crash, which made the recording glitch all over. So it should be all fine now, once again. Next one will likely be uploading from my Linux home server here, because it's getting deep in the night here and I want to sleep at least. So we're back in the game where we left off. Just for an update, we were researching hyperdrive tech here to be able to travel the stars real quick and get better engines which deliver far more thrust. So that is what we wanted in that area. And here we have, of course, the energy torpedoes being researched, which will be the mainstay weapon of our destroyers. They are to bust enemy spaceports away. They are very good at those weapons. Combined with shipboarding, which will be the main task of escorts, that will be nice. Of course, colonization here being researched, which is a big priority. Our research stations being pumping out a lot of high-tech and energy research. Weapons not so much yet, but it will have to become a priority of us very soon. So, the Empire summary, our economy is really performing well currently, making a lot of cash, a very positive cash flow, but also because we do not have any combat ships yet. So that will radically change as soon as we gotta start building a combat fleet, which won't be very long from now, because not so long ago we encountered two empires. One will likely become friendly to us. It's by nature a friendly race, we are too, so they're likely allying with us. There's a reptilian race not too far away, which is gonna be hostile, and they got a shit of an industrial capacity. The other's got a bigger one, but the military will always be crap. Looks like this one empire is growing very fast and has created multiple races. So far so good. Just wondering what happened to the independent colony here in the Binaris system. It's not listed currently, so it must be taken by someone. But we cannot send a ship there. We got a crash research program for colonization, which is good news. Then we can spend the rest on the other part. So colonization won't be taking long to unlock. Once we have that, we'll be gaining a big advantage. So I'm just gonna look for a location where we can establish a gas mining colony on our border, which will be the Nispis system. So we're gonna have to look here, because there's a gas giant which produces our preferred spacecraft fuels. And we want to be using it to build a gas mining station here at this planet. Might have a pirate base here, I'm not sure. Well, I'm not interested in that stuff. I want to be building big money reserves. So this hyperdrive tech should really be starting to research quickly too, but it's gonna take a long time for it to do so. But in the meantime we can start establishing some new colonies in the vicinity, which will be a good priority for now. So of course we will be unlocking some more. We have mainly desert planets we can colonize currently. If we add marshy and continental ones to it, and ice ones, if we had an independent planet, we would be saving a lot of research costs. But for now, we have to do with this. And we likely want to grab this one very soon, and then immediately rush through to this. We also want to grab this one, even while the bonus is not that big yet. And we also want to be grabbing the advanced these two. So, and if I actually rush through this, but it's gonna be difficult reaching that actually, because you need to have the other attacks on par constantly to reach that moment. So yeah, we're kinda being stuck between two places here, and it's not making it any easier on us. So for now I'm just queuing a lot of techs, just to see what will happen during the remainder of the game here. So we will be starting to build some stuff in nearby systems now. We are also starting to branch out our mining really far, further than our transports can possibly travel with a limited fuel supplies. So it's really a scarce universe currently, and the AI is having trouble with it. But I think this will be the first major power of the entire universe, and we located these guys, which are located very far away, so that's an advantage. It will take them time to get to us. So that means that we can use our espionage agents to actually do stuff to them. This guy did very bad, really bad. This guy might be a good guy to do some espionage on. So he's managed to steal metal. This guy might be managing to steal a research from them. I will be thinking to nick cruise systems then. We're about to unlock the other stuff, so I think 1 year for them to have quite a big chance of success. That's good. So the other guy messed up really big time, so we're gonna use him. Maybe he can still try to do some tech nicking. So we had those cruise systems trying to be nicked. I'm going to try to get him to nick it too, but he's looking to be having trouble with that tech. So maybe he wants to be able to grab a different tech. Storage systems is not much need. Medical systems would be a nice one. If you manage to nick that one. If he dies, no problem. Actually there's a problem, but yeah, let's get going. Let's let the game run for some time till we have the colonization tech unlocked. So for now it's mainly waiting till we unlock those colonization techs, so we can start colonizing and claiming our cluster fully. Might also be the case that this independent colony over here, as it had quite some citizens on it, might have formed an independent empire, but should have popped then up because I had the colony scouted due to the pirates. But it looks like the pirates are often refueling my outposts, so that means that they're really not having any power. They're mainly fighting with each other, as you can see. These guys are also fighting them, so that means that these guys are just having no touch with them at all. They're just trying to, yeah, they're underdogs clearly, but we are having no fleet at all currently, so it's a very vulnerable position. Should one of the pirates be smart enough to attack us, then we'll be in deep shit. You also might notice that the game is a lot smoother now. Well, it's clearly that there were graphical driver glitches all over the place, and I did a full reinstall of the NVIDIA drivers, and it's working properly once again. So it's good. Well, once I have the hyperdrive also, I can be exploring the surroundings. So we're not having much combat going on. Storage systems technology, well, no thanks please. I'm not far from unlocking that myself, so as soon as I hit colonization tech, the others will be just no-brainers for now. But for now, the first goal will be unlocking those destroyers, which will be able to knock almost anything out of the park. And there seems to be something, yeah, an exploration crop, so it might mean that the Teekans are fairly nearby. Well, at least it won't be making such a huge difference, but I suspect them to be either way to my south or to my east. Maybe the cluster between check if they may be located there, then the main task will know about them. Well, if they know about each other, they're not too far, so then these guys are likely located to my southeast. So, okay. It's quite likely they are having some escorts here in the system. These guys are exploring my home system, of course. It's not that good defensive base over there, but at least oh, both have done successfully. Well, we're gonna see what they resulted in. Medical systems are still connected. Crew systems almost entirely blocked, so we're gonna get them both going on medical system stuff. So research on medical systems. This one's gonna do it for a year, and the other is gonna do that too. This guy has a big bonus on. Maybe he can try to unlock a different tech. If he can do this in 3 months, I'm still gonna do this in a year time. So, you can actually actually gonna have to try to unlock the colonization tech. The torpedoes are gonna be unlocked at the moment now. Yeah, so basically our weakest research point is currently the energy. We have 2 high-tech research locations once again. So that's, but this one is worthless. The Perdon Minor is still a fine research location. But we want those hyperdrives unlocked very soon. Otherwise we'll be expanding with a slow crawl. Are going to be unlocked. Now we're going to have the gravity boarding, which allows us to board enemy vessels. So now we got those late non-obsolete designs. We got the destroyers not yet. Grabbed. This should be the destroyer design here. Still too big actually at the moment because they build around 3 generators. They're gonna have 5 of these. They're gonna have all the pulse blasters removed and all the concussion missions. Also, they do not need maneuverability at all. 3 reactors, yes. We're also gonna have these corporate shields. We're gonna have 600 shield HP. Sounds like a behemoth of a war vessel actually to many people, but these vessels are actually kind of my standard attack vessels. To knock bases over. Why do I want to use such slow behemoths as destroyers? There's some very simple reasons behind it. But the easiest I can give is actually that these vessels are meant to be knocking enemy star bases over, like spaceports and the sort. So these ships are powerful. They have got very high damage weapons, very high DPS weapons, which pull a lot of energy. So these guys are actually gonna be dependent on resupply ships later on. Now we've 184 maximum size, which is not really something I like that much yet. But we got torpedoes now, which are quite nasty weapons. So okay, so we're going to try to steal medical information so we unlock that tech without having to research it at all. Saves us a lot of time actually. It can make a huge difference in the game when this will be unlocked without any trouble. So likely we'll be going either for entertainment systems or coordinate control or something to get maintenance savings. At least some of the techs which are going to grant us really a lot of advantages in the long run. We'll also be trying to grab the better engine tech, but I think it's going to need quite some more cash to rush that. If we can rush the hyperdrive tech or get a breakthrough on it, that will be awesome. So, okay. Now, plenty of enemy ships here. Looks like they used to have some base here or something. Or used to have attacked here. At least these pirates do not have anything to raid, so they are staying weak. It won't be long before we have to act upon them. And these bases' firepower is very low. I know that we will be upgrading our smaller spaceports. The medium, well, larger ones I meant. Stick 5x torpedo base on them. They produce enough power to maintain those, so that will be the issue. So medium and large one are gonna get, the large one's even gonna get 10 of these added. Short range fairly short range these things. But they pack such a tremendous amount of damage on the enemy that the early pirate ships are gonna be melted by these. For now, we're not gonna be able to build any designs yet of these torpedo vessels. For now, we don't need any combat ships because the bases have basic defenses, so it will take some time to knock everything away. So, well, this is we want to secure us as friends eventually because they are stronger. They have 9 colonies and the population is really low still. We want to subjugate the other empire first. So they will be done in a month's time with nicking the tech, and hopefully they will succeed to nicking it. Shipboarding is getting researched, so that might allow us to nick some advanced ships. These guys I want to actually go and go. Oh shit, this one also got the local. So they are counter-espionage, both of them. This one is shit at everyone. At everything except counter-intelligence, actually, both of them. So that means but we have hopefully a cried attack. Not yet, but we're halfway now. Was completed, so well, at least this guy is adding trouble once again. Not maybe we can destroy a base of theirs. Looks like we could be able to destroy the gas pumping station. They are not going to be welcome this really to do this. Spaceport is of course good. Sabotage propulsion on the 2. That's actually going to be troublesome, but this isn't. Well, trying to steal techs from them is going to be harder and harder eventually, but maybe we can be working on lightening our research costs. This tech we want it nicked. This guy actually is gonna have to train its espionage skill anyway, so we want to steal the territory map of these guys. They're exploring us, we want their territory map, it's simple. So next year in the 5th month we will be having that done. Colonization tech is advancing fairly quick. I'm just worried by the high amount of ships passing through our territory in those currents. That means they're not too far, so that means we have to push for this colonization and stuff. And hyperdrive tech, of course, which is still costly to get. Yeah, I'm wondering about making some close-range brawler light ships. Well, we have here non-obsolete designs, and the cruiser is actually later on going to be a fleet commander. So capitals are going to be all-out heavy ships. Look at this. Resistance for 84k, no tanks, not yet. Just want to see what they go for when, if they lower the price at sometime even further. Because we of course almost fully researched the tech, so it will be no trouble for us to reach once we've fully completed colonization. Also, we will be committing to a colonization version as soon as we unlock it. which will mean that maybe the pirates are going to be attacking us. So at the time, we are actually, we have this one requires refuel. Actually take this one is going to get automated. You're actually going to retrofit yourself now. Yes, it's in this system, so build a gas refuel, please. No thanks, I'm not gonna buy an expensive tax when I expect to spend a lot of money on this. The colonization is gonna be expensive because we need to build big combat fleets. I'm actually thinking of making frigates be upgraded. But the frigate is actually meant to be something which is assistant destroyers. Escorts are really radar fleets, they are typical radar ships. Yes, I want to crash research that stuff, so we get, by the time we get to colonization, we get to the weaponry tech to really start kicking ass. This side, of course, we want to have better shipbuilding capabilities, so that we can be unlocking a few of these. We supply ships, but this diameter would also be some rare. At least if we have the enhanced construction until 300 construction size, of course, destroyers won't be able to be built by us yet anytime soon. So I'm thinking about manually upgrading them to a smaller size, which will make them build around 2 of these. To have them only carry 3, which will limit their firepower a lot actually. Only 4 of these. Maybe one even less of these. So it's gonna be a tricky thing to design this around the right specifications. But I think 6 engines, this one should be doing enough and new tech is there. And fuel cells, it's doing fine now. So it should remain with those. Energy consumption is still looking quite fine actually. We will drain its energy big time, so it will not stay for extended periods in combat, but of course it has this too. So if it's combating inside the system, it has a serious advantage over any enemy facility. So life support still wants to be at that level as well. We have a chance to ditch this and really severely hamper its range, or ditch another engine to make it go slower, or actually could ditch another shield or one of these. Just doubting, because this would limit their firepower but would also extend their combat duration. This would increase it. So the trade-off is hard. Maybe get a comment in the video which we would prefer to do. Likely I'd be going for a combination of slapping one of these off, which will bring me already very close. I only have to slap 3 then off, which would be... I'm just doubting... actually I would just slap 1 shield off. It's gonna hamper its survivability a lot, but still. It's the only way we can achieve it to make these things fly properly. These are just a little bit too big currently, and we can decrease them. They only need to lose 1 component now, which I will be ditching the engine actually. So this way, they're actually allowing 5 size to be added to it, which is not as big as an engine, but might be able to stick anything else which is useful for it. 20 power produce 80 fuel. If we slap this one off, we have of course still the small ship sizes. Make it that way. It will drain its energy like madness also once again. Hyperdrive speed decreasing a lot. Well, sucks for you, but that's life. We could even try sticking 1 extra of these then on it, making it a really serious damage dealer. And it has decent shields also. but its fuel capacity is really pathetic, so likely due to the bad generator tech we're still having. Maybe we can do this way, then we solve it with pipes plus fuel cells. At least this vessel will be now able to be constructed too. So, with that idea, I'm currently gonna continue the game. So designing is really something where you gotta make trade-offs in early game. Late game, not so much anymore. Then it's mainly of using the right weapon counters against the enemy, but designing a correct ship for your needs in the early game is really difficult. I see such choices like, should I slap a shield off, but that will decrease its survivability, and effectively also its combat capability. Yeah, that's really choices you're gonna make in that. But we're about to unlock the boarding ports, which the escorts will be carrying. Those guys will really be our capture vessels. So they're also gonna be the fastest eventually later. So we got these guys, so we're gonna now see, because I don't think I can manually. So I think I'm gonna unlock this one and that one even. Then we're gonna rush this part, grab these iron weapons. Once we got to these, we rush for these, and we rush for actually for the light torpedo bombers here and light interceptors. So with these, yeah, that's the point. Defense weapons are also always nice. Of course, improved concussion missiles also something I love a lot. So at that moment we are having some quite fine stuff. And of course, shipboard marines. I'm thinking this should be fine for now, and the hyperdrive is really gonna cost us a lot, but colonization is first up. Looks like there's some more vessels in our security out here. Well, it's a light base here. And we are about to unlock the colonization. It won't be long. Top sea. That's good. Yeah, these guys returned from the mission, it seems. I don't think they did that much actually. Let's look at the techs. Medical technology. Seems we have managed to steal it. So that's good. Cruise systems, we will be able to nick that in 3 months time hopefully. No, no chance of that. Then something more long term which we can steal. Something like coordinated control, which would allow us to get better stuff. And the Teekans systems of course is also a nice one to start nicking now. So this guy got 1% espionage skill, and this guy got... Okay, so they are to our right and they're a huge empire already, so this will be a very strong opponent throughout the entire game likely. We're using now a lesser opponent. I see them as lesser, they could still be nasty. These guys are gonna be dangerous, we need to be starting to colonize this right away as soon as we know to tackle it. They are luckily limited by the hard colonization range limit, but they can stick through to these crossings. So that means that we've got to plant a colony over here and then start colonizing to our south to corner these guys in. Of course, here will be another empire. So this will really be a sort of bunny hopping like mechanism. But I think we are going to... Construction efforts are really kicking off, so... But I really wanted hyperdrive tech so we can be fully with the Interstellar game too. Okay, so this ship is gonna retrofit, and I want to queue its next mission soon. Which will be trying to travel somewhere. So, what reach the screen would be needed now. Revenue is increasing very rapidly. And I'm just thinking about making us go way beyond this area, but we're about to unlock colonization. We'll unlock a myriad of possibilities now. Sticking to one planet is really something you don't want to be doing for a long time, and we've been doing that for too long. Tacking off colonization tech usually should be going faster, like with people. I've been spreading my tech out already to be able to be anticipating on a pirate attack which might be following. But they've got quite a military presence in those systems, and as soon as we unlock colonization, I might be going hostile on this. These Inara security stronger guys, these are almost completely wiped out. That's really craziness. Well, I think it's soon gonna be the Black Storm Marauders. We're gonna say that, sorry guys, but we're not your friends with you anymore. It's gonna be quite likely that they are gonna be destroyed in no time. So, first save game generation, so the next one will be one where we say it's enough. So, we have our ambassadors really. So, Risk Treasure is currently completing the mission. Ah, nice! We got a good new tech now. So, we gotta design a colonization vessel. So, we want to stick at least this on it. One, we want to give it a decent speed with its one shield. Energy collector, of course, so it won't be. We want to give it a decent speed because we'll lose most due to this. If I remember correctly, they would want it's with the more advanced modules that they allow 8. Vectoring engine, that's gonna be really fine. 5 fuels and 6 will that be. But the engines are still very weak currently, so our colonization ships will be really vulnerable still. But I think 14 engines on such a vessel should be able to give it enough speed to limp it towards. So, we got here our little colonization vessel, which is extremely weak and is extremely vulnerable during this colonization process, but its hyperdrive is with a fairly good speed stuck on it, and as soon as we unlock the Gerax we can redesign this to be less resource intensive and bigger range and everything. For now, this will have to do. Now, potential colonization targets, we have 2 here. Vinare 10 used to be... it's still an independent colony, good. Well, this want to be assigned, but it seems to be that something is preventing us. Well, anyways, we'll be establishing colonies now. So, with that now kicking off, crew systems are now getting unlocked immediately. I think then we are going to have the storage systems which grants us better fuel and with that better range. Look at that. One of our engines got captured, so this guy is just gonna do counter-espionage for now. Of course, those guys will be pissed now. Having to get ready for some combat. At least our finances are still looking very well. So I hope it will be hitting class research very soon. So crew systems, we have improvements in that area. Well, we got a new intelligence agent, which is gonna be trying to get his Black Storm Marauders having some attacks from them. They of course got more advanced attacks than the other guys, so imagine that from these guys are now Teekans. But it's difficult to nick from a pirate empire as a standard empire. But we're gonna get this guy to give it a try. If he manages to, it'd be awesome. But for now we're gonna have to try to... So, yeah. expansion plan now. Looks like this planet has some issues. Yes, it's a hidden pirate base, and it's got quite some population of the Xenox on it, which will make it likely. It's also a sickening amount of citizens on there. So, but I think this because this colony is outside our range, we cannot colonize it just yet. It's just beyond it. See, there's a colony, and we would have to be. Well, no thanks for that attack, because I want to be crash buying. So I'm just waiting for a few more techs to pop in. So we'll be grabbing this one, then the entertainment systems ourselves. So no need for the pirates to give them to us. Of course, we should be trying to grab an energy research plant now, but it seems that we have no good locations. So it will be a new task of the homeworld to buy one. So gold and energy research plant, and we have here the first colony ship almost being completed, which will make us want to affect the spaceport to some decent new weaponry too. Of course, it's stupid to upgrade now because we just unlocked some new tech and we'll be unlocking more very soon. So, look at that! They're attacking that vessel. Well, soon most of our ships will be requiring less space for crew and stuff, where we could otherwise be also using that for other things. Of course, Black Storm Marauders here are gonna be not so happy with us. And of course, we are gonna be wanting them to. These guys are really having some issues here. But it's departing our colony ship, and we have the first new colony being colonized. So we'll later gain a trade expansionist. Well, what's gonna give that us? Oh, high-tech research and colony ship construction speed is increased. Okay. So maintenance saving skills is also civilian bases getting higher. It means that we're very soon gonna be pumping out a lot more money. The research has been set back. That's really shitty. I don't like those events, but at least they happen sometimes. They're needed. Some system map always is nice. But Ruhan is our only. Yes. The fucking Securans colonize that planet. They are in our cluster now, which means that we have to be rush colonizing now. But at the same time, they can colonize more types already than we can. So it's gonna be a tough game about it. But I hope we will be making it. Not quite sure. This fuel is gonna run out, so we got plenty of upgrades now rolling in. But the hyperdrive technology is really needed, so we are gonna be wanting that to be teched up, because that will speed up a lot of things. But Vinara is a pain in the ass that this empire is now on our doorstep, and we have to try to establish firm control over our cluster very soon. But the ruin system will be ours. It will be. It's on the edge of our territory, so we'll corner hopefully them a bit in this area. But we will have to pull to the south, and they are really starting to get strong. We are still having a shitty military. It's kind of funny that we have so far survived with a single combat ship. If we go to military ships here, it's listing none at all. So that means we have no single dedicated warfare ship as of still. But the ruin system should be getting colonized by us now. We just hate these guys having colonized an area, but maybe we should be making friends with them for now. This system is likely, this is known to be usually a location of some nice resources. A desert moon which is likely containing some rare resources there. Yun's good system is famous for it, too often having those. Well, we are not unlocking the better fuel storage stuff, and then after getting the containment systems. Yeah, so the research stuff is coming right after, so... Of course, our income is dropping a little bit. That's likely due to a slightly decreased economy now. But population growth is going to be very important for us. Also, this guy is buying presents. We keep him on that planet. Skill increase for all the nearby characters is going to be very advantageous to our empire. So you will just stay at home, do nothing. I need that for the hyperdrive, please, guys. Not for the other useless tanks. Because this will be in this area will be nice too, but the weapons are very well on par. It's just that I want to be manually upgrading this vessel to stick and boarding pods on it. So these vessels are actually just gonna be some nasty vessels, which are yeah, so these are just looking fine now. I just want to be sticking possibly something of 5 power consumption and still stick on it. 5 power consumption is actually adding 11 on top, so that's not good. This is fine though. Okay, so our escorts got a little bit better. Our destroyers can soon be melting in the bases, so our colony's ship is arriving in the moment now. Supposed to be able to colonize a planet here. We are colonizing something here. This planet we're on 4 is going to be a colonization target. So we're grabbing armor plating, fuel cells, but the hyperdrive is still not wanting to be researched. Ridiculous. At least we'll be having a colony here, which we will be defending of course. So we got the fuel cell, and now we're grabbing the Teekans systems. Well, before we will be a lot of stuff. I think we're wise to give the small spaceport leads an upgrade spin with the medical center on it, which will boost a new colony, which is going to be settled with a lot of advantages. So slap the medical center to it. Yes, please. Yes, it's going to colonize this. Or somewhere over there. But it must be the desert planet, because that's the only stuff we can colonize so far. It's arriving in system, we should be getting anything on our scopes, really. This native type for Teekans. Okay, colonize us please. There's nothing in the vicinity nearby. That's excellent. So, oh, they are getting annoyed. They covered our colonies and resources, and they got a good military. I feel a war brewing there. Which we have to win, of course. We have to kick them out of our area of space. We are the Teekans, we're not good at fighting at all. It's not really a tech I could use. Sorry guys, I'm not buying that. At least we got a second colony now, which is a big advantage. They are having 10 colonies now, which is nasty. But at least we have unlocked this now, so... Now we want to be immediately building a small spaceport here. Will be taking a lot of time to build, but will give us the means necessary to start expanding out into other regions. So now, hyperdrive is next thing we want to be grabbing. So this one has to start with. Oh, the Blackstone Marauders cancelled, just as expected. Now, just to tell you, we we have warships ready for production. This will be a raiding fleet of 6 of these little guys. This will be the first fleet actually. So it's good that we had tech ready and designs ready. We just unlocked the armor, but I'm not gonna use it straight away. I'm actually gonna be wanting to capture their stuff, so we are currently having quite fine stats in those. Okay. I'm also gonna be wanting to build an attack fleet, which will be consisting of 3 of these and 5 of these. So that will be a second fleet, which will be constructed. 2 heavy duty fleets, which are gonna have one goal, only one, and then we're gonna add a bunch of escorts in between. There's 10 of them. These will be our general patrol craft. So of course this fleet will be well, we will be stationing one of the fleets permanently at the ruined system. Of course, I think these pirates got pissed off because we colonized another system, and they want to be raiding it, of course, taking control of it eventually. They want to be destroying the spaceport here. And the Aero security seems also to be destroying it. Both of them are annoyed. Well, yes, of course, I want to be having both of these currently in protection agreement for a few more months, of course, until this is getting fully built. Okay. Fleets. First fleet is gonna have S1-based equipment for, yes, and this one is gonna have S1-based cameras. Second fleet is gonna be a sort of home guard fleet, while these guys are gonna be controlling this planet here. So they're kinda gonna be countering these guys here, which are limited in their firepower. So I would be surprised if these ships have bigger firepower. It looks like labor-oriented. Okay, so we are gonna be gaining some more income traits on our leader. So, of course, this colony dropped a bit in population, which is sad to see happening, but to be able to. Civilian sector did have some bigger expenses now due to these losses, and we are making a loss too because of raised resource costs. But at least we're currently trying to get this thing built. So we're in force having trouble, but I think civilian transports are on their way through here. It would be nicer if the first fleets will be arriving there very soon, but they have limited range, just as a colonization ship. And potential colonies also show the low quality ones. I want to be locking the enemy in. So I want to be looking for colonies which will lock them in. Like this one here. It's a very low quality colony, it's shitty, it will yield almost no population, but it will serve only one goal, locking the enemy in. That's the only thing it will be doing, and it's going to be meant to do. Okay, this one is slowly increasing its energetic. Oh, nice. We want to be grabbing more attacks from these guys. Hyperdrive is important for us, but just as entertainment, but that's going to be unlocked very soon. Continental colonization would also be nice, but I'm thinking of something else. Shields would be very nice, and just... These guys do not have anything worth taking except proton ionization, which is a very nice tech to grab. But it's gonna be difficult, so I think we're gonna try to work on these guys, since they are anyways hostile towards us now, with us colonizing multiple planets. Still research. These guys have some nice technologies to grab. And I think we will be grabbing this one. Of course, poor reactive tech is also something we need to improve upon, so guy is likely gonna be caught by this, but I want to try at least. And in that time we can of course still so we are actually gonna be just a mess of how maybe really science. Oh my goodness, it's like we did exploration craft, not really bothering to scout out. But at least we have a second colony. I'm a happy person. This needs to get built finally. It's finally getting construction more done and done. That's at one. It's likely yielding some volcanic items, that's good. So, as I said, big money reserves require this. Now, entertainment systems is going to be unlocked very soon. Hyperdrive tech. 200k still left. Okay, improve the assault tactics is also going to be nice. So Teekans will be transported off this planet now. Yeah. Because it won't be having any trouble producing silicon at all. That's one reason for the radio chest, where it can just... Oh, they're likely gonna try again raiding this planet. Where are you guys? They're not far just yet. No, like... Oh, they're attacking the spaceport. Well, I want another protection agreement. Yes. There we go. Oh, stop attacking, please, once more. Sorry guys, but I'm not agreeing with your policy of randomly attacking my people. I want my fleet on site to kick you guys out. Well, they do have bigger firepower, but it seems to be close-range weapons, which... And they have worse shields, it seems, than my S-Force. If this base is online, they're gonna be in for some shit. Oh, he's been captured, one of our best agents. Well, this guy is now gonna give all our characters... Ambassador is with those guys, with Lanta Prime. Well, I don't want them to be there, I want them to kick them out. These guys... I want our ambassador to actually improve relations with these guys, but... Actually... Okay, so we really want to be having a fleet on site with India and bringing action ships, which will be resulting in some heavy fights here. Finances are stagnant now, of course. Shields are building up, it's having energy, it can likely fire some weaponry already, it has a little firepower, but still, its shields are done building. I think most of its weapons cannot be finished currently because of these reasons. But I have 5 ships in the system and I'm having a fleet. Okay, so I'm gonna be having to refuel soon. At least by that time, this base is gonna be operational. Entertainment. I want to start upgrading my large spaceport, I believe great. Add medical and entertainment center. And we want to upgrade the medium spaceport too with to upgrade these. Okay. And small one too. Actually I also want to start designing our resort base now. So that too, since that's not profit. So, add new resort base. So there is already a design for that resort base. Not so much yet, but yeah, no, I'm just gonna wait on that for some time. Like it's pretty unbuilt. It means that we are about to unlock some good stuff, and that fleet's gonna be landing likely by the end of the year, so likely we really have to be paid another time. Fire protection is causing us to make a loss currently. That's the sole reason. Well, as long as I can take some orders from the system. Because they are filming the construction of this base here. Now they're just exporting stuff here. At least it got some power stuck on it, so that's good. These vessels cannot be just shooting at it. It's very nice when it's stuck on it, far higher than an escort, so that's dangerous. Really. I'm about to run out of fuel, so we'll slow them down a lot. To finish this on time. So, the second infantry group on this planet is slowly getting trained, okay. Equipment is of course going slowly here, but improved assault tactics will prove useful later on. This hyperdrive tech should be rushed by ports pretty soon. Coordinate control will decrease our maintenance. Some good stuff. Actually, I'm wanting to do this tree later on and scrap all of the advanced stuff we were trying to grab for now. So for now we're just gonna be waiting on these to be done. So being the underdogs in this match is really something hard, because these guys are rising out of the top now. We have a fairly small reason. They're gonna attack once more. Well, these guys, and they're getting beaten off. Actually, it's able to beat them off the fields, so they're gonna be refueling here. Refuelers at Ruin 4. So they are gonna be trying to refuel here, and this base managed to fight them off, so we're not having to kill them all. That's good. It will strengthen us actually. Our first combat action now. Kamas 1 spaceport is gonna have to be upgraded really. It's Mark 5 spaceport, is gonna have to be Mark 6 now. So oh, the Lantau Primes are at war. Oh, they're now coming with their main attack fleet, which is a dangerous fleet. Well, sorry guys, you're not gonna continue your attack run. So, hush off, please. No, hush off. So, for now we are able to survive purely through financial means. Which may sound a bit dirty, considering what we're actually doing here is selling them off from their own attacking targets. Of course, Yadia colonies is actually also not too big faction. They are strong though. Okay, so should be unlocking these hyperdrive crash research soon. Not mind to spend big in that. It looks like they have these other slight small, really small exploration craft, which easily followed up by such a small base. But as soon as it's built, we have to upgrade it to a new one. Hyperdrive is a slightly bigger issue, because it's gonna be able to be teched up really soon and quick. So with that in mind, we are actually gonna be able. The first fleet is really slowly approaching. By the time we could almost have. Oh, they colonize in the south. they've got Terra Minor, which is a good planet too. Continental, of course. We cannot be colonizing that stuff yet, but they got a good hideout here. Oh my goodness. Which they colonize ice with. They can corner me in now, which will cause me having no other choice but to attack them eventually. And devising a plan for doing that might be harder than things actually seem.